up tired this morning, 'cause I traveled so far in my dreams. I woke up tired but inspired by everything I'd seen. I sit up in bed, shaking my head, and I'm wondering what it really means. They come to visit me when I'm sleeping, Red River Dreams. I was floating on a southwestern pilgrimage, Carolina in the clouds, hanging out with Mr. Bojangles. We were dancing on a dime, three faces west singing Blackbird, horning out post Saturday night. It's a wild and crazy ride, it's Red River Dreams.
I'll go for a long drive to our secret rendezvous. If it will never get by, I'll pretend that I'm just passing through. All that talk about leaving, well, you know I never took too hard. Like a candle in the dark, blown out by the wind and the rain. But the weather is fine. No, I should not go rain. Just that I miss my sweet diamond chain.
On the same wall beside you are steer horns and spurs, hex barrel Winchester, some old jackrabbit furs. An old man remembers the time hasn't changed when his memories were painted at home on the range. The wheelchairs don't roll like the stage out of Dodge. There's no place to go where it looks like it was. So for hours he'll stare, say nothing at all. Now that home on the range is in a frame on the wall.
Your first thing cup of coffee, I'm a late night, one more last call.
Your windows roll down in the summer, I'm a looking by the fire in the fall.
Your roots in solid ground, and I'm blowing in the wind.
I'm good to go with the flow, your head first, high dive jumping in.
We ain't birds of a feather, but ain't we good together? You're not what I thought I wanted, but you're just what I need. Might have been wrong, as long as I got you, baby, wrong's alright with me.
Standing on the corner of Horizon and Main, got me some cigarettes and asking for change. Across the street underneath the lake, Moses plays a saxophone. The girls are walking but the traffic is slow. They shoot the small talk but ain't alone. Nonchalantly the fog rolls in, wraps itself around the night. I'll watch it from my window, 2 stories high. The world outside my window goes passing by. And as I watch the night's main attraction on my window screen, the features of the night let themselves be seen.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael Hearne, and welcome to the Live from the Motherlode music series here in beautiful Red River, New Mexico. And we have a couple of special guests tonight. I'm really pleased about this first artist I'm introduced to is my very, very good friend from Memphis, Tennessee. I've known her for a long time. I love her music. She's a great songwriter, a great singer, and she's actually a great radio personality too in Austin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Kelley Mickwee.
Aw, thank you, Mike. Flattery will get you everywhere. Well, I'm very happy to be here live from the Motherlode series with Michael Hearne. This is where it all started for me on this stage right here. So I'm going to start off tonight with a song I wrote with Owen Temple. And in honor of the Motherlode, I'm going to do this one called The Gold Standard. Golden bands on their hands in the picture. 50 years, smiles and tears, their fixture. In the town and on the street, and every couple they meet says, look at them, her and him, the gold standard. Was a time you were mine, we were lovers, drifted apart, broken hearts, there were others. But in the end, right on through, my mind runs back to you. 'Cause for me, you'll always be the gold standard. Real deal, and I love you still, strong enough. Are we, darling? It lasts and it's pure when you hold it, you're sure. The measure, the treasure, the gold standard. Lost and found, all around we meandered. Talk of the town, they put us down, they lie and slander. But together again they lose and we win. None better, together the gold standard. Real deal, and I love you still, strong enough. Aren't we, darling? It lasts and it's pure, and when you hold it, you're sure. The measure, the treasure, the gold standard. Yeah, the real deal. Hey, I love you still. My measure, my treasure, my gold standard. Golden bands on our hands in the picture. It's for you, Michael. You're the gold standard. Well, I'm going to do another song here, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
Okay. And I'm going to have Mike play with me. I love.
She's going to let me play.
I'm going to let him play. Might even throw him a couple bucks. I love it when he plays the song with me. This is one that I wrote for kind of a love letter to my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. And it's a song that, it's been the one that gets the most requested. It's My New Mexico Rain.
It's a great song.
Thank you, thank you. Well,
There's a river that runs through Memphis, right?
there is a really big, mighty, powerful river that runs through Memphis. Yeah. The mighty Mississippi River.
I love Memphis.
Ready?
Yeah, and her show on Austin is called River Girl Radio.
It is called River Girl Radio, yeah.
It's a great show. Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock Central Time on
Yeah. On solar-powered, listener-supported Sun Radio.
Sun Radio.
You know, it's, I think, maybe the second 2 of 3 or 4, I should probably not say this because I might be wrong, but KTAL was first.
Yep.
Being a solar-powered station. Yeah, and I know the owner of Sun Radio came out here and toured the KTAL station and solar panels.
Really?
And, yeah.
I did not know that.
To kind of get some inspiration for having a solar-powered, 100% solar-powered station. So there aren't many of those in the country. And yeah, it's really fun. I get to play what I want for an hour every week. So, yeah.
Well, we're not solar-powered tonight, but
No.
that's okay. We're at the Motherlode Saloon, ladies and gentlemen. The
cold.
Motherlode Saloon.
That's right. All right, here's River Girl. I just want to sleep all day. Rain on my roof. Oh, the river keeps rising. Ain't that the truth? It could wash me away down to the sea, rolling and tumbling. So honey, won't you play a song for me? I come from the mud. Yeah, I know what this water can do when she floods. It's a hard time upon us in the land of the free, 'cause we're all just rolling and tumbling. So honey, won't you play a song for me? Play it way down low.
mighty pretty, Kelley.
Oh, thanks for playing with me, Matt.
Kelley Mickwee, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Motherlode. Hey, before you do your next song and get your next special guest up,
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about things that you may remember. Do you remember the first time that you ever walked into the Motherlode Saloon?
I do remember the first time I
Okay.
ever walked in here, which was, I was trying to put it to the exact year, but I do believe it was 2002. And it was the Larry Joe Taylor Festival in August. And I was super young. I think I was 22 years old. And we had been invited here by Keith Sykes, because we were from Memphis. Jed Zimmerman and I were a couple, and we were starting to play music together, but we hadn't made a record. We hadn't decided we wanted to play music for a living. We both had other jobs, and anyway, we got to know Keith Sykes, and he invited us here for the festival, for the Songwriters
Because
Festival.
he had produced those. Was this after
We
the
hadn't
first
done it.
record?
We hadn't done it yet. No,
Oh, okay.
no, we
Just
hadn't.
friends.
Yeah, well, we had covered one of his songs, and he heard that there was a young couple in Memphis singing one of his songs,
Mm-hmm.
so he came out to hear us. So we started to get to know him, you
Was
know.
that Lavender Blue?
That was Lavender Blue, yeah,
Oh.
which we ended up recording on our first record. But no, he just wanted to show us what we had never seen, a room sitting quietly watching a songwriter perform. We'd never seen that in Memphis, really. We were in a band together, and we'd go see bands. I mean, I went to college there, and it was just bands, you know. I just had never seen such appreciation for someone just sitting on stage by themselves, or in a songwriter in the round,
Right.
swapping songs.
Right.
You know, I had never seen any of that, and so that was, I think it was 2002, maybe 2003. My brain is foggy, but one of those years, and it was the Larry Joe Taylor Festival, and Jed and I decided that trip that this is what we wanted to do, because he was a songwriter, I was a singer, and we got home from being here, and we were like, that's it, we're gonna make a record, and you know, that started my entire musical life. Was
Yeah, we
being
all
here.
we owe a lot to Larry Joe Taylor. You know, I would
Yeah.
have never met you guys or Keith Sykes if it weren't for Larry Joe.
That's right. I'd have never met Steve Hagelin or you or anyone that's in my life now. I mean, so I credit a lot of that to Keith Sykes, because he kind of took two kids out of Memphis who, you know, didn't have a pot to piss in and brought them out here to Red River, New Mexico, you know, which I'd never even heard of at the
Yeah.
time. And we saw this is such a warm room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of history here, but my favorite nights in this room are not when it's been a honky tonk or a dance hall. It's when we have quiet singer-songwriter nights, you know. And now, all these years later, me and some songwriter friends have our own songwriter festival here.
That's my next question. I
Yeah.
was going to ask you. So, Red River Songwriters.
Yeah,
That's you, Walt, Josh Grider, Drew Kennedy, Susan Gibson,
that's it.
and then that's it.
And then me.
And you.
Yeah.
So, did the name? Did the name come from Red River, where we're at tonight, or
Yeah.
it didn't have anything to do with the river that runs between Texas
Oklahoma.
and Oklahoma?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I knew that was the case, but I had to ask because some people might be,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
they might be
true.
wondering about that.
Yeah, if you're a Texan, the Red River is the Red River that separates Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah.
That's right. No, yeah, we're the Red River Songwriters, and now we're this would have been our 10th year. Due to COVID, we didn't have it this year, but this would have been our 10th anniversary. And, you know, now we have a tour that we do all together, the five of us, and we have the festival here every January, and it's crazy. I mean, I just, you know,
Yeah.
it's funny where life leads you. And
So name a few of the special guests that you've had. You know, like I know
Well,
you had
Michael
Rodney
Hearne.
Crowell one year. Michael
No.
Hearne played here one year.
Michael Hearne played here one year. We've had, Bruce Robinson, Ray Wiley Hubbard. Ray Wiley really helped us kick it off the first couple of years. He was our special guest, and he hadn't been back in Red River for years at that point, and that was kind of his first time back playing music in Red River. Was the second annual Songwriters Festival. Oh my gosh, we've had Daryl Scott, like so many. The list, it's wonderful. It's wonderful how many people that we've gotten to drive up to Red River, New Mexico. And I mean, not just our festival, but all of the things, you know, that have gone on here. It's such a, there are a few people in the world like Steve Hagelin, and because of him, this is such a, you know, it's like a safe haven. It's like a safe place for musicians, you know. You know, you can come here and you can get a hot meal in a warm bed and a gig.
Yep.
And those places are very few and far between.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to bring up another special guest.
Well, yeah. On all of that, my dear friend Colin Brooks and I wrote a song. He had it started and brought it to me, and we finished it together here at the lodge next door. So I want to have him. He just so happens to be here. He's a fisherman now by trade, but he is here now, and so I would love you to get up here, Colin Brooks, and play this song with me.
Yeah, Colin is a jack of all trades. I've known him. I practically raised him.
You taught him everything he knows.
I taught him everything he knows.
This is going to go on a while.
All right.
But Colin used to play in a band called the Band of Heathens, and you may have heard of those people. But Colin was one of the founding members of that band, and now we have him here in Red River, New Mexico. So.
That's right. So Colin and I made a record together, 4 years ago now.
Really?
Is that right? I think so. Maybe 4 years ago. Really, because we have mutual friends and a music promoter in Germany, and he wanted us both to come over and do a tour together over there, because Colin had some fans and I had a couple. And because of that, because we wanted to go over and do a little tour of Germany, we made this little record together. And this is the first.
It's kind of good.
It's kind of good.
I think.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, Birds of a Feather. It's called Birds of a Feather.
I forgot.
So that's what we are, Collie.
No birds of a feather.
So here's a song called Joyful. You want me to kick it off? Oh, Lord have mercy. Everybody stumbles, everybody falls along the way, everybody needs a helping hand to hold someday. I can hear the thunder, I can see the lightning all around. If you listen close, it makes a joyful sound. 'Cause it's a joyful, it's a joyful
Nobody crying, lying in the everlasting arms, holding on to love and blood, letting go of sadness, letting go of fear that holds you down. Open up and make a joyful sound. It's joyful, it's joyful.
Joyful sound falls from the sky and it comes from the ground, comes from within and it comes from without. It's a joyful sound. Here we go.
somebody crying, dying in the everlasting arm, holding on to love and blood and love, yeah, and letting go. 'Cause it's a joyful sound. It's joyful sound. It's joyful sound. It's joyful sound.
It falls from the sky and it comes from the ground, comes from within and it comes from without. Ow! Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thanks for jamming with me. Oh, here's Matt.
All right, here I am. All right, that was Kelley Mickwee, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big hand for send in some good donations if you can. Venmo, PayPal, the Motherlode Saloon, Red River, New Mexico. The amazing Colin Brooks, thank you. We're going to be up with our next guest in just a couple of seconds. So Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Thanks to Steve Hagelin, the Motherlode, the town of Red River. Everybody, thank you for coming all the way up from
You're
Texas
welcome.
to be here.
Thank
Love you. Always will.
Love you too.
Thank you, folks. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back here at Live from the Motherlode, and our second guest tonight is going to be Ben Jones.
Hi.
I thought I would bring him up a little early to sing a song with me, because he's my honey, and it's a song we wrote together in COVID.
It was a good way to spend some time.
That's right. It was a good way to spend some time. We've written a couple songs during the lockdown, and wanted to kind of end my portion of the show this evening with a song that we wrote together before we get Ben to sing some songs for us on his own. So this is one that we wrote called Let's Just Pretend We're Holding Hands.
Because that's how it is for a lot of people during COVID. We've been lucky. We can actually hold hands.
Yeah.
We're at a point where let's just pretend we're not holding hands now.
It's all fist bumps
Sometimes.
now, isn't it?
Right.
It's all about the fist bump now. We're bringing back holding hands.
We are. Bring it back, man.
Kick it off, dear. I don't know why I didn't sing.
I was when you're saying kick it off, I'm like, we started together. Good one. Who wrote this one?
Shiza. All right. All right.
Thank you. Good night.
I'm ready now.
What's our show?
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, what?
Let's just pretend we're holding hands. Let's make believe we're more than friends. The illusion of love ain't always hand in glove. So let's just pretend we're holding hands. pretend we're holding hands. I hope the next time that we meet, we can be so much more than strangers passing on the street. Until that day arrives, I can't be by your side. So here I'll stay 6 feet away till you can come outside. Till then, let's just pretend we're holding hands. Let's make believe we're more than friends. The illusion of love ain't always standing love. So let's just pretend we're holding hands. Let's just pretend we're holding hands. Yeah, Ben Jones, everybody. Hey, we'll be right back. There he is, Michael Hearne.
Yeah, well,
I
you
know
know,
this guy.
we've really become experts at singing into cameras, and so we're going to continue to do that. And I'd like to introduce my new friend, my best new friend. He and I actually wrote a song that's on my new album
We did.
called "An Easy Thing to Do."
That's right.
And he came to Red River. We social distanced and wrote this song. But he's a great entertainer. He's a great singer. He's a great songwriter. He's just an amazing artist, I would say. You may know him from the band Beetroot Revival, well, the duo. He's the other half of the great duo Beetroot Revival. They live in Austin, and they made their debut in New Mexico, I believe, at the Barn Dance.
That's right, yeah.
And they were a huge hit. They were a huge hit, and after their set, there were 300 people lined up to buy their CDs. So, but he's just done a whole lot of different things during Corona, during the virus, and recorded a new album, which is great, which he has. And tell me the name of that.
It's called Going Nowhere Fast.
Okay, Going Nowhere Fast. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But ladies and gentlemen, here is my new best friend, Ben Jones.
Thank you. I'm real pleased to be here. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Let's switch places.
Let's do the old switcheroo. Well, yeah, as Michael so kindly said, yeah, I've been trying to keep myself busy during this lockdown. So I got some software, because I am a technophobe rather than a technophile. I thought I had some songs that were gathering, and I thought, well, I better keep myself busy, just in case I drive Kelley completely crazy and she ends up burying me under the patio or something. So I thought I'd make an album at home, mainly because I'd never had that volition to want to learn all the technology. I kind of realised I was very quickly turning into my dad. Like, I don't want to learn this new stuff. And then as soon as I embraced it, I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to play you a few songs that I've written during the lockdown period and recorded. So this is one that's called Keeping Busy Doing Nothing. I think the title is pretty self-explanatory where it comes from.
as the gathering storm draws near. There's alarm as the picture becomes more clear. The inmates don't want to go out in the yard. It's safer inside to stay back from the guards. But the first time this food for thought just feeds our fear. So strange as the days all bleed into one. All changed, but we're still under the same sun. Now the windows are boarded, the exits are sealed. There's an invisible enemy on the battlefield. It doesn't matter where you turn, the direction's the right way to run. Keeping busy doing nothing, better batten down the hatches 'cause the danger's coming. These are bad times, best forgotten. Let's keep busy doing nothing. Stir crazy as I haven't seen a soul in days. Still hazy as they close another path in this maze. There's nowhere, anywhere that's safe to hide. The only thing that's left to do is stay inside. There's no amount of water that could ever put out this blaze. Oh, keeping busy doing nothing, better batten down the hatches 'cause the danger's coming. These are best times, best forgotten. Let's keep busy doing nothing. Pieces missing as we struggle through the game of life. Reminiscing to a time before the problems ran rife. Talking through the glass that keep our troubles at bay. Keep the dusting in the bottle if you wanna stay safe. It seems so undetectable and still it starts to cut like a knife. Oh, keeping busy doing nothing, better batten down the hatches 'cause the danger's coming. These are bad times, best forgotten. Let's keep busy doing nothing. Let's keep busy doing nothing, better batten down the hatches 'cause the danger's coming. These are bad times, best forgotten. Let's keep busy doing nothing. Doing nothing.
Whew. Thank you very much. It's an odd thing to become accustomed to when you're so used to having an audience who maybe will, even react in a negative way, but at least there's a reaction there. But when you're playing to a camera and then you've got to keep that kind of thing going, I've found that in any of the live streams I've done, I've started making my own audience reaction. So it's not just like Tourette's or like a tick or something. It is just my own audience reaction of the woo! Yeah! You suck, buddy! So I'm going to play another song that was... Thank you. It was one of the Ghosts of the Motherlode, I believe. I'm going to play another song that was from that aforementioned Going Nowhere Fast album. This is the title track. I'm going to lean forward and change my lyrics now, because this is how much I have not gotten used to playing live during this pandemic. I have these songs that I haven't played them live, so I don't even know them yet. So I'll be right back. So yeah, this was again another a song that came out of that experience of being stuck and having no one else to deal with but yourself and the things that you've been putting off having to face up to probably for the vast majority of your life. But rather than get existentialist about it, I thought I'd just write a 3-minute pop song. So this is called Going Nowhere Fast.
primed yourself for glory when you chose to rig the game. You may change your story, how it ends stays just the same. You never know you're falling till it's almost much too late. I'm not sure there's enough time left for my heart to unbreak. A penny for your thoughts, a dollar for your doubt, a diamond for the days that you can't learn to live without. You swore to tell the truth, cross your heart up to die. I've seen your brushstrokes, but your picture paints 1,000 lines. The path of least resistance is a road you know too well. You curse the week's existence and you damn them all to hell. How can this be happening? You scream towards the sky. It can't be all that flattering when you get no reply. A penny for your thoughts, a dollar for your doubt, a diamond for the days that you can't learn to live without. You swore to tell the truth, cross your heart up to die. I've seen your brushstrokes, but your picture paints 1,000 lines. A penny for your thoughts, a dollar for your doubt, a diamond for the days that you can't learn to live without. You swore to tell the truth, cross your heart up to die. I've seen your brushstrokes, but your picture paints 1,000 lines. 1,000 lines.
Right on. That was the title track to my made at home during quarantine album. It was called Going Nowhere Fast. I believe that my good friend Michael Hearne is going to come up and see me now. Well, I didn't want to jump ahead because, you know, you're the Michael Hearne in Michael Hearne's Big Barn Dance, and you're the reason I'm here. Because if it hadn't have been for you, I wouldn't have made it to play in New Mexico in the first place.
I wonder if you would have ever met Kelley if it weren't for me.
I mean, if you're to blame for that too.
Okay, well, guys, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's great to hear some great songs like the last two, you know, that were inspired by what's been going on the past few months. And I'm not exactly sure when this show is going to air, but anyway, Ben, tell us what town, where you're from.
Well,
I know you're not from Texas. I know that you're.
I know
definitely
the.
not from Texas.
Unfortunately, the accent's a bit of a giveaway. That and my awkwardness. But no, I'm actually from a very small island off the southeast coast of England, in a county called Kent, and the island's called the Isle of Sheppey, named so because there were more sheep there than people at one point. But I think hunters came along and evened the score up with that. You know,
Well, do people?
hunting sheep apparently is very easy.
Yeah. Has it been an adjustment for you to drive on the right side of the road? since
I
you got back?
mean, I don't drive, so
you don't
the
drive?
beauty of it is, as a passenger, it's fine for me. It's just a little bit odd getting in the side that ordinarily I was used to being the driver's side. So yeah, I mean, I could pretend to myself that but no,
Yeah.
it's not been too bad.
Yeah.
I prefer, of course, I prefer it over here.
Yeah. So the countryside where you came from, it was how many people in the town that you lived in?
Where I grew
You
up,
said there were
Yeah,
more
there
sheep
were-
than people at one point.
there were probably about 35,000 people on the whole island. So it was kind of a little bit like one of those places where everyone knows everyone, and if they don't know, but they're related somehow. And maybe they married someone they've related to. I don't know, but but all jest aside, no, it was a very small place. And in the summer, because it was an island off the coast, we used to get a lot of holiday makers come down. So it would you'd probably double the population then, maybe 60, 70,000 people. But yeah, I mean, like most people, have a bit of a conflicted relationship with where they grew up. I did when I was there, but I'm far more fond of it now when I look back and when I go back to visit.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it now.
So Beetroot Revival, great duo, Ben Jones and Andrew McGee, and so you guys you met over in the UK.
We did,
and,
yeah.
And you decided that you wanted to. Can you just tell us real briefly? I mean,
Yeah.
What made you decide to move to Austin?
I mean, both of us had been playing our respective circuits around where we were from for quite a long time. I'd just gotten to a point where I wanted to make a change in my life, and the United States had been from a musical and a cultural standpoint, had been such an influence to me always. And I met Andrea around the time I was planning this trip to come over, and it was one of those kind of fortuitous things. It was like, well, let's pool our resources, safety in numbers, and we ended up putting the duo together on the road. It was, again, just one of those things that grew out of necessity.
Yeah.
So it was nice though, because it wasn't forced. It wasn't like, oh, we've got this grand plan. I'd love to take credit and say, oh yeah, we had this grand plan, but it wasn't. It was just, and thank heavens for Andrea, because I'm very good at doing okay once I'm in the situation, but she was always great at bashing the doors down that we couldn't get through as well. So as well as being uber talented musically, she was the one who had the balls of steel.
Yeah. And Ben has fit so well into the Austin music scene down there. I have some friends, Christine Albert and Chris Gage and Bill. Oh, I didn't know Bill Kirchen as well back then, and I certainly don't know him as well as you do now. But Bill Kirchen used to play with Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. Great, he's like the king of the Telecaster. Him and Red Volkart are both great Telecaster players from Austin. But I met Ben in Austin at a Christine Albert show that I was playing with my friend Shake Russell, and Ben came and sat down and actually listened to the music. So I got to talking to him afterwards, and then asked he and Andrea, Beetroot Revival, to come play the barn dance, and of course the rest is history. And so what do you think about New Mexico?
Well, that's what introduced us to getting to come and play at the Motherlode, of course, because Steve was at the barn dance that we got to play at, and he came to speak to us, and I actually don't think we got to speak to him properly that night, because it was just chaotic from the point of view we got to meet so many people, and it's that you're like deer in the headlights kind of thing. Yeah. But I'd visited Taos before. On that first trip when we came over, we met a friend in San Francisco, said, when you're passing through New Mexico, you must go to Taos. It's really beautiful. And so again, it was just one of those situations where you come and you visit and you go, wow, this place is magical. There's something about it. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about this, like all the elements combined. And so then fast forward a couple of years to when I got to meet you, and you would speak with such great passion about New Mexico, and particularly about Taos. And then I got to learn obviously about the Big Barn Dance, and was lucky enough to get to know you well enough for you to be kind enough to invite us to come and play. Yeah. And it really has fueled a lot of our work and the rest of our life since, because we've made so many friends since playing the barn dance, and then getting to come up and play. I've come up with Kelley for the last couple of years and bullied my way in to come and play with her at the Red River Songwriters Festival. And
it's amazing. Magical. It's amazing the way this place, the Motherlode, Red River, such a great music history, and then Taos has become what it's become, but it's just a beautiful mesh of musicians who are all friends, who get together and either ride or just play together. Just
it's a real great community.
It's been fun having you guys be in town for the past couple of days just to jam together and play together, which has been great. So anyway, I won't go on. If you want to learn more about Ben, you can probably go to benjones.com or Beetroot Revival. You can probably find
you can find it on Beetroot Revival, and we've got, we're on all of the things, Facebook and Twitter and Twitter, and
so he's probably going to let me get up and play later on. Maybe me and Kelley, but here's some more music from Mr. Ben Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
So this is a song called Whatever Tomorrow Brings. Sometimes I say too much. Sometimes I talk too loud. I know the contents of my heart does not require a crowd. Sometimes it's hard to just let go. I hold on much too tight, but you're my first thought on a brand new day, and my last when I switch off the light. Maybe we can be better than birds of a feather. We don't need to have the same wing. We can make it together in spite of the weather and whatever tomorrow brings. Sometimes our wires cross. Sometimes I get things wrong. Sometimes I just can't articulate the things that you've known all along. Maybe we can be better than birds of a feather. We don't need to have the same wing. We can make it together in spite of the weather, whatever tomorrow brings. It might not be the fairy tale, but I think that kind of talk is cheap. I'll love you till I reach the end. I won't make a promise I can't keep. Sometimes I say too much. I'm prone to talk too loud, and I know the contents of my heart does not require a crowd.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Thanks, man. Well, again, you can't make all of them angry, I'm stuck indoors songs, so I thought, maybe a nice one, Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you for having me as a guest on there, man. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you so much for doing it. And, the world's a better place with people like you and Kelley in it. And
she's
our
all right.
friend Steve Hageland, and Nicole and Charlie and Becky, thank you all for helping us do this tonight. And Yeah. So we're gonna
close it out with
close it out, and
I want to ask Kelley. Yeah, and I want to ask Kelley.
This?
Yeah, and I want to ask Kelley to come
What keys?
back up and sing with us in the key of A, the happiest of all keys.
Here she comes.
Okay, well, I
Okay.
guess it's left to me with the awkward English accent to introduce my band, my new band. We're gonna do a Bob Dylan song for you. Again, thank you, Michael, for having me, having the inimitable Miss Kelley Mickwee.
Inimitable?
Inimitable.
I don't know what that
Inimitable. It is inimitable. and
Yeah.
and the ace tone, Mr. Colin Brooks. So this is a Bob Dylan song. Sing along. Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. The man in the trench coat, patch out, laid off, says he's got a bad cough, wants to get her paid off. Look out, kid, there's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway looking for a new friend. The man in the coonskin cap with the pink pen wants $11 bills, but you only got 10. Woo! Maggie comes Fleetfoot, face full of black soot, talking at the heat, but France in the bed, but bones tapped anywhere. Maggie says a minute, says it must bust in early May. Orders on the DA, look out, kid. No matter what you did, better walk on your tiptoes. Don't try no ghost, better stay away from those who carry around a fire hose. Keep a clean nose, watch your plain clothes. Don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. Colin. Michael. Well, get set, get well, hang around an ink well, hang there, hard to tell if anything is gonna sell. Try hard, get far, get back, right rail, jet bill, jump bill, join the army if you fail. Look out, kid, you're gonna get hit by the losers and cheaters, 6-time users, hanging around the theaters, go by the whirlpools looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders or watch the parking meters. Woo! Short pants, romance, learn to dance, get dressed, get blessed, try to be a success, please her, please him, buy gift, don't steal, don't live, 20 years of schooling and they put you on the day shift. Look out, kid, they're gonna get hit by the losers, the cheaters, 6-time users, hanging around the theater, girl by the whirlpool, looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders or watch your parking meters.
All right, folks. Ben Jones, Kelley Mickwee, Colin Brooks, and I'm Michael Hearne. Don't forget, folks, if you could donate, if you got it, we'd love for you to donate to us or to the whole thing, the Motherlode, Live at the Motherlode Music Series. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And we're going to be doing this for a while, so just keep up with us. And I know that we love you out there, and thank you so much.
Good night.
Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. The man in the trench coat, patch out, laid off, says he's got a bad cough, wants to get her paid off. Look out, kid, there's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway looking for a new friend. The man in the coonskin cap with the pink pen wants $11 bills, but you only got 10. Woo! Maggie comes